In a dramatic twist that's got everyone talking, Usher's mom, Jonetta Patton, just dropped a bombshell in court that spills all the tea on what really went down with Diddy and her son. After years of speculation and whispers, Patton's official statement finally pulls back the curtain on the notorious flavor camp and reveals just how deep Diddy's influence went. Trust us, you won't want to miss this juicy update. It's the kind of courtroom drama that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Before meeting Diddy, Usher was just a kid with big dreams of greatness. But to hit it big, he had to spend a whole year with a guy he barely knew. Flavor Camp was Usher's last shot at making it in the music world. From being stuck in Diddy's notorious flavor camp to what looked like a glittering childhood, Usher's journey was clearly shaped by music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Recently, Usher's mom, Jonetta Patton, stepped into the limelight, finally shedding light on what really went down during Usher's time with Diddy. Jonetta did an interview some time ago where she extensively spoke about the way Usher was raised and what her family had to live through before Usher became who he is today, a music sensation. When Usher first introduced his mom at one of his shows in Las Vegas, she was taken aback, but not entirely surprised. Although it wasn't the first performance she attended, it was around the third time she saw him perform. She felt overwhelmed with awe, reflecting on all the struggles they went through during the recording and performance of his music. She admitted to being so absorbed in the moment that she didn't initially hear him call her name. Usher jokingly noted that his mom seemed uninterested, even though she was deeply moved and amazed by his success. Jonetta Patton was curious about where Usher's talent originated. She mentioned that both she and Usher's father had musical talent. Her ex-husband could sing exceptionally well. Despite her own abilities, she never pursued a recording career, explaining that she preferred working behind the scenes and didn't enjoy being in the spotlight. Patton enjoyed making things perfect rather than constantly being on camera and under scrutiny. Jonetta first recognized Usher's extraordinary talent when he performed in her youth choir at church. As the youth choir director, she knew he could sing, but it wasn't until he joined a youth group that performed at his school that she truly realized his potential. When asked about her parenting style, Jonetta described herself as both liberal and strict. She aimed to create an environment where her children felt comfortable sharing their struggles and concerns with her. This approach was different from her own upbringing, where she felt constrained by her parents' strict focus on character. Patton wished her parents could see the positive changes she made in her parenting, emphasizing that she wanted to be open and approachable for her children. She preferred to be a friend and a guide, offering advice and letting them make their own decisions. As for navigating the music industry, Jonetta was proactive and assertive. She did her research to ensure that Usher's career was guided by the right people. Despite the challenges of being a single parent, she was determined to support his dream and protect him from being taken advantage of. Usher's been candid about how his mom, Jonetta Patton, didn't fully grasp what was happening while he was under Diddy's influence. In a heartfelt statement, Usher revealed that his mom was always strict and protective, but somehow he still got caught up in Diddy's world. Usher's connection with Diddy kicked off in the early 90s, back when Usher was just a teen trying to make a name for himself in the music biz. Here's a quick rundown of how their relationship played out and how it shaped Usher's career. Back in 1994, when Usher was around 13 or 14, he was sent to live with Diddy in New York City. This setup, known as the Puffy Flavor Camp, was arranged by L.A. Reid, who was keen to add a bit of edge and swagger to Usher's image. During his time with Diddy, Usher got a front-row seat to the world of celebrity and the music industry.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
People already started raising their eyebrows when they heard this story. A kid with Puffy? That's just not right. 13 sent to live with a 21-year-old, and the 21-year-old is okay with that? The music business is creepy AF. And another person commented on the way Usher acted through the interview, saying, "Him answering hell no to the question at the end tells me everything I need to know about what Usher experienced SMH. He got to witness the creation of Notorious B.I.G.'s classic album Ready to Die and rubbed elbows with artists like Biggie Smalls, Lil Kim, Craig Mack, Faith Evans, Jodeci, and Mary J. Blige. Usher saw a lot of wild and curious things, but as a young teen, he didn't always fully grasp what was going on around him. Living with Diddy had a major impact on Usher's growth as an artist. Diddy played a key role in mentoring him, teaching him the ins and outs of the industry, and giving him a crash course in entrepreneurship and building a career from scratch. Usher also got exposed to the networking side of the business, from high-profile parties to industry connections. However, not everything about this arrangement was smooth sailing. Usher has mentioned that he saw some pretty curious stuff, including a lot of girls around and some activities that weren't exactly PG. When asked if he'd send his own kids to a similar setup, Usher was clear. Hell no. As Usher's career took off, his relationship with Diddy shifted from mentor to collaborator. They worked together on tracks like I Need a Girl, Part 1, and Usher continued to speak positively about Diddy's influence. By 2019, Usher was even at Diddy's 50th birthday bash, showing their friendship was still going strong. Usher's experience with Diddy also shaped his approach to mentoring others. When he worked with Justin Bieber, Usher drew on his own experiences to understand the importance of artist development and guidance. He applied those lessons to help Bieber navigate the industry. Recently, with new allegations and investigations swirling around Diddy, some of Usher's past comments about his time with Diddy are being revisited. Old interviews are getting fresh attention, sparking discussions about whether it was appropriate for a young teenager to be in that environment. Despite the scrutiny, Usher has generally spoken positively about Diddy's impact on his career, acknowledging the valuable lessons he learned from his early mentor. The latest news about Diddy's legal battles and Usher's career resurgence paints a vivid picture of their diverging paths. Right now, Usher is riding high with a major career comeback. He recently stole the show at Super Bowl 58 with a performance that got rave reviews. His Las Vegas residency, which ran from July 2022 to December 2023, was a huge hit. At 45, Usher continues to shine in the music world, maintaining a solid reputation with no major scandals. In sharp contrast, Diddy is deep in legal trouble and under heavy public scrutiny. In March 2024, federal agents raided his homes in Los Angeles and Miami as part of an investigation into human trafficking. These raids are linked to ongoing probes and sex trafficking claims from 2 lawsuits. Before the raids, Diddy was already facing a lawsuit from his ex, Cassie, who accused him of the capital R and sustained physical abuse. The current situations of Usher and Diddy highlight how differently their careers have unfolded. While Usher is celebrated for his achievements and enduring presence in the industry, Diddy is battling legal issues that could seriously tarnish his legacy and freedom. Usher's early experiences with Diddy, once seen as beneficial mentorship, are now being re-evaluated in light of the recent allegations against Diddy. This stark contrast raises important questions about power dynamics, mentorship, and accountability in the music industry. Usher's success story, despite any questionable environments he may have been exposed to early on, stands in sharp contrast to the alleged misconduct of his former mentor. As Diddy's legal situation develops, the music industry will likely face more scrutiny over how young artists are treated and the environments they are exposed to at the start of their careers. Usher's perspective on Diddy has evolved significantly over time, particularly in light of recent events. Early in his career, Usher held Diddy in high regard, crediting him for teaching him the ins and outs of the music industry when he moved in with him at age 13. Usher often spoke about how crucial that experience in New York was to his development as an artist. As he grew older, Usher's view of his time with Diddy became more complex. In a 2016 interview with Howard Stern, Usher described his experience with Diddy as pretty wild and crazy, mentioning that he saw some very curious things during that period. He also firmly stated that he wouldn't want his own children to experience a similar environment, responding with a strong hell no. Recent allegations against Diddy have led to a re-examination of Usher's past comments. Old interviews where Usher discussed his time with Diddy are being revisited, sparking discussions about the appropriateness of a young teenager being in such an environment. Although Usher hasn't made any recent public statements about Diddy amid the ongoing investigations, his previous comments suggest that his perspective today is likely quite different from what it was before. Despite acknowledging Diddy's significant impact on his career, Usher's views have shifted from early admiration to a more nuanced and cautious stance, especially given the recent controversies surrounding Diddy. So there you have it. Usher's journey from a young, starry-eyed kid to a seasoned performer, and how his relationship with Diddy has evolved over the years. From the early days of Puffy Flavor Camp to Usher's recent comeback and Diddy's legal troubles, it's clear that their story is anything but ordinary. Usher's reflections on his time with Diddy show a blend of gratitude and caution, shaped by both his early experiences and the recent drama surrounding his former mentor. As the music world watches these two figures navigate their contrasting paths, one thing's for sure: the impact of their past encounters continues to stir up interest and conversation. Stay tuned as this story unfolds. There's bound to be more to come. But what do you think about Usher and Diddy's relationship? Make sure to let us know all about it down in the comment section below.